Hey everyone, it's Emily and welcome to another part of Newcrest development. Today we're building a restaurant primarily, but also a gym slash spa technically in the game because I had this idea that I wanted to build a yoga studio somewhere in this world, but that's not really a lot type on its own, so it can function either as a gym or a spa. It has all the stuff to do both, but the main part of the build is the downstairs, which is a restaurant, and this is like a breakfast place type thing, and I got that suggestion from someone in the comments, so feel free to continue leaving me suggestions for lots that you want to see in this world as we fill it up, because I thought that the idea to do a breakfast restaurant was pretty cool, and that was something that I've been wanting to do for a while because I got the idea, I think when, well, I didn't get the idea, but when I saw Lil Simsy do one in her Simsy save, the first one that she made, I downloaded a while back, and I thought that the idea of having a breakfast restaurant or like a brunch place was really cool because Sims always ask to hang out at weird times, but now there's at least a chance that they're gonna ask you to hang out at the breakfast restaurant in the morning, so I feel like that kind of makes more sense than going to some like fancy dinner restaurant at night, or not at night, in the morning, because Sims get invited out at all hours. But yeah, I thought that that was a cool thing to do, but I was like, I don't know what else I would do, so I'll just play in hers for now. But then when someone suggested it, I was like, okay, I kind of want to actually go ahead and make my own now, and especially since I'm filling up Newcrest, I was like, this is the perfect place to put it, so that's what we're doing. And I decided to make it like egg themed, I don't know, but I thought the idea of calling it Sunny Side Up was cool because you know, it's like a yoga studio too, so you're like all sunny and bright. I don't know what I'm saying, but those were just my thoughts on the idea. But the outside is kind of interesting. I found a reference picture on Google Images, as I always do, especially with these very modern community lots. I have to have some kind of reference because there's nothing like this near me, or even if there is, it's like the concept of the building, it's not the actual type of architecture that's near me usually, except for the container coffee shop, but the way that I did it was completely different from the one near me, but whatever. Anyway, moving on. So I feel like I just need a little bit of guidance when I'm doing these because I want to have it all have a kind of a cohesive feel, but this building is actually going to be owned by one of the families in the world, and I'm not sure, I think I'm going to do at least one more restaurant, and I'm not sure if I'm going to have it set up to be owned by someone, but it will be coming soon. So anyway, stay tuned for that. But this one is going to be owned by the power couple that lives in the townhouse that I built like a week or so ago, I think. But yeah, I had this idea that one of them was like a business person who made a lot of money, and the other one maybe worked from home and was doing something more creative and had an office. I'm thinking that the wife is in the art critic career and the husband owns the restaurant. And I actually made both of them, which I don't think that we've met them yet in my Newcrest development, or not Newcrest development, this is Newcrest development, in my Newcrest Let's Play, because if you haven't seen that already, I started a Let's Play playing with all of the townies that I'm making for this little world, so that's kind of cool. And if you like Let's Plays, then make sure to stay tuned for that. We're going to be jumping around to different houses. I don't think we're going to do a different one every week or anything, but I'm thinking we'll kind of like play out one story of one family's life and then kind of move on to the next household, and then we might come back to the other one at some point too, but that's how I'm thinking we're gonna go with this. And I want to use them to play with seasons because I think that that will be cool too, and having different families and different gameplay, or not gameplay styles, but like family dynamics. And like a single sim, we might focus more on one of the careers that comes with the expansion, or a family will probably focus more on the holidays. So I think that it'll be a good time all around. So if you're interested in seasons gameplay, then make sure you stay updated. I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah, that's not happening yet, obviously, but we're doing some preliminary work by kind of introducing a couple of the families around the town and getting to know the first Sims that I'm playing with, which are actually my not-so-berry Sims. Also, sorry if you watched the first part and then you're like not interested by this at all, but if you haven't and this sounds interesting, then make sure you check it out. But basically we're playing with my not-so-berry Sim right now, the one that was the 11th generation, and we're playing with her and her boyfriend and my other, like the rest of my not-so-berry families in the world, because they all are so cute and I couldn't just get rid of them. So we're gonna be kind of continuing that, but not in any kind of challenge form in the Let's Play. So, right here, I decided that I wanted to make some kind of interesting entrance to the yoga studio place, because I wanted to have yoga mats that were like out in the outside area, but I didn't want to add a third floor and make it like completely rooftop. So I was like, oh, we can kind of have a little like landing patio, like maybe you check in when you like sign into the gym or whatever at the bottom, even though I didn't put a check-in desk or anything because I thought it was kind of useless. And I liked the idea of there being open space and like a nice tree in there that we get in a second. But then I decided that we could put some big windows, and then right at that landing there's like a small little yoga area, and I thought that would be good, not for like everyday use, but maybe like on a day when they don't have a regularly scheduled class, like people could just go up there, or like maybe they could do like a private session or something. Obviously that's not how the game works, but we can pretend. And like I said, this slot functions as a restaurant and it can function as a spa or a gym, but you need to put in a shower. I didn't put one in because I'm not planning on changing the lot type, at least for the way I'm going to be playing with it. Even if I have my Sims come here to do like yoga or exercise or something, I kind of like the idea of Sims walking around in the restaurant while they're like using the equipment upstairs, because I feel like it gives it a more like lived-in vibe to my modern restaurant. No, I feel like it makes it more like it's an active lot, you know, like people are actually using it for both purposes, whereas if you set it to a gym or a spa, then people would only go to the upstairs and they wouldn't really use the downstairs properly. So I don't think I'll be doing it that way, but you can if you want. And my suggestion for where to put the shower, because there isn't a spot upstairs, I would just replace one of the toilets in the bathroom stall with a shower, or maybe two of them, depending on how often you want to use this as a gym or a spa, because people like to just randomly use the showers, and if you want to use one and they're all taken, then, or the single shower is taken, then you might want to get in another one. But that's just my suggestion. And this place is very bright and yellow, and this is the build that I was talking about in my, I think I called it like sunflower shack or something, my little cottage build from earlier this week that was very yellow and white. This has a very similar color scheme, and I built the other one forever ago and this one more recently, but I felt like they were just too similar to post too close to each other, so we spread them out a little bit. And this part of the build is actually where I decided that that couple owns this restaurant. I hadn't decided that until I was doing that one table, because I used that dining table in their townhouse that they live in, and it's my new favorite table in the game. I think it's so nice and bright, and I love the contrast between like the wood on the top and then the white legs of the table. So I wanted to use that in this restaurant because I thought it went well with the theme. And then I was thinking about using the same dining chairs that I gave them, but I decided not to because I found some other ones which are actually a desk chair, but I think they look cool here, so you'll have to let me know what you think. And then I was like, well, maybe they own this and that's why it's decorated similarly to their house, because they own the place and they wanted it to have a similar feel to what they like at home. So that was my thought process. But here, that little room that I put on the roof, and then the mural that I put on the wall, I grabbed that from the gallery. There are some people that have all the paintings in the game, all the murals, all the created things, and they just save them as a room to the gallery. So if you just search on the gallery like murals or something, and then you set the search to only filter out rooms, then you can probably find it pretty easily. And it's a really cool, like, handy thing, especially if you're wanting to like spice up a wall or something. I would recommend using this in houses too, because I think it would be cool if you had like an artsy sim that maybe had decorated like a wall of their house, whether it's on the outside or the inside, depending on what type of furnishing you're doing, or if it's like in the garage, I don't know. But I think that they're really cool and handy, especially the paintings ones. I never use them because honestly I'm kind of lazy, but they're really cool too. The couple times that I have used them, I've really enjoyed it, and I know there's some people, oh gosh, who's the last person I saw? Cyberdoll. Cyberdoll has a whole thing on her gallery of all these pictures that she's taken in the game with the camera, and they're just of like plants and like objects in the game, and she has them, I think, on her gallery page. I think that I've heard her say that before, but yeah, those exist, and they're really cool too as like different wall art. So especially if you only have certain packs, I think that that could really help you out with getting different wall art if you're kind of bored with what you're dealing with. Like I said, I'm lazy, and since I do have all the packs, I tend to not feel like I need too much more than what I have that often, so I'm pretty content, and if I'm not, then or if I have a really big space like that brick wall, then I'll just go and fill it in with a mural or something. That's usually the most extra that I'll get with going to the gallery for new wall art. Maybe if I was trying to create like a place for a very specific sim that I was going to be playing with for a long time, I might go look for wall art like that, but yeah, I don't know. And ooh, I really like the wallpapers in this build. I like the fade from the brighter yellow to like the lighter, and then the textured wallpaper, I really like that too. And I got that idea from, I used it in the townhouse that I built. I think I used it in the Bros townhouse, not the one for the power couple, but I still like that as a feature wall, and I thought it fit this space really well because I was going for white and yellow as the main colors in the build. And I do a fun little thing later on with the rugs, but I made sure that we got in a lot of chef stations in here because I hate when I'm at a restaurant forever with my Sims and we're just waiting and waiting and waiting for our food. It drives me crazy. So I wanted to make sure there were lots of chef stations so that hopefully you don't have to wait too long in the game to get your food, because I hate when it takes hours. Like, it takes like half a sim day just to go get a meal, and it drives me crazy. But now we're creating the yoga studio. This is probably the shortest part because it's basically just an open room that I use some room dividers to section off, but it also has a very bright feel and pops of yellow and stuff. But I was looking through the list of what I needed for a spa or a gym. I think I actually said it as a gym, but I wanted to make sure that I got in everything so it could function as either lot. But like I said, the only thing I couldn't get in was the shower. So if you want to switch the lot type, you're going to have to put that in. That shouldn't be too difficult. And I wanted to get in some lockers, which I think it was actually a requirement, but I thought that it looked kind of cool to have them there and makes sense because if you're going to go to like a yoga class or something else, I have some other cool things in here, but I think that you would want a place to put your stuff, and to have zero storage in a gym or a spa type place, it doesn't really make much sense. So I like that little bit of storage, realism, clutter stuff. But I put in a couple punching bags and 2 treadmills, I think, and then I got in a dance floor actually, which is kind of interesting because that isn't technically like a workout item, but I was thinking that since they can do like group dances, I thought it would be fun to make it look like they're doing a little like Zumba class, and I put a speaker over there by that, and it took me so long to figure out what machines I was going to get in, but we do go with some treadmills, and I think I used the ones from the fitness pack because they had a nice white and yellow swatch, and then I put in some industrial lights because I felt like it wasn't bright enough in that corner since there aren't as many windows over there that get direct sunlight. And then there's my little dance floor, that Zumba place, and I think that's about it. What else do I even have to do? I know there's more time in the video, but I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, also I really liked the landscaping of this. I had a lot of fun with that. Oh, I'm putting in some little plants and a little bench and stuff, but I wanted there to be lots of seating up here so that you could have Sims maybe like come hang out like after they were working out or something. And luckily the fitness stuff had a lot of good yellow items in my opinion, so the whole build kind of flows together. I was thinking that the husband runs the downstairs part and the wife, like I said, is an art critic, but maybe she staffs the yoga studio. So that was just my idea for the people who own this place, and I hope you enjoyed since we're on to the screenshots now, but I hope you're having a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye!